Today I took the boat from Gili Island to Lombok, and it turns out to be one of the best experiences in the whole trip in Indonesia. So I took a public boat and then from an agency, and they also include a shuttle to my hotel. In Lombok, the first stop I stopped by was in Senggigi, and there's literally no taxi, no GoJet, and no Grab in the island. So the only way to get around is to rent a motorbike or the personal driver. So this is me trying to learn how to drive a motorbike. And it was completely epic fail. You can rent a motorbike for a whole day for less than 4 US dollars if you negotiate, so which is very reasonable. Okay, I failed, but it was okay. Luckily, my host can drive me around, and then I went to Senggigi Beach and see some sea turtles. And to the beach in there was quite clean, but also not many tourists. They told me that is rescue the turtles and then wait until their shell is hard enough and then put them back into the ocean. And you actually need to pay a release fee if you want to release them, which is also very reasonable. And they're so cute as well. Not shy. Okay, I just arrived in Lombok, and here is much less touristic, and people are also very nice, but it's quite far from each other, like from A to B, so you have to rent a motorbike. I don't know how to ride it. So in my homestay, the host they just offer me free rides to everywhere I want to go, so it's really nice. I feel people are much more friendly in here.
Drumming on the beat. Fools like them, they suss me out and then they ghost.
I had some local food. I would say the price in Lombok was so amazing, and at least half the price cheaper than in Bali or anywhere else. And my homestay for a whole day was also quite reasonable, and they also offered me a free breakfast, which was great. Lombok is really big, and it's very good if you ride a motorbike to drive around because it's surrounded by mountains and by sea as well. So as you drive, you can enjoy the beautiful view on the way. As we tried to refill the petrol, we stopped by the station, but the staff were on a break, so then we waited for quite a while and see the queue was quite long already, and it was quite funny as well. I went for two waterfalls, and it's quite far from the city center, but it's still very worth it because the nature was so amazing. With these beautiful waterfalls and nature, the greeneries, the view was just magnificent and also breathtaking. It was for sure the best waterfalls I've ever seen. This is also just a small one, and you can see it was so beautiful. I just cannot. But one thing to know is that people in Lombok always try to rip you off. For example, for the entrance fee is usually 20k ITR, but they also try to charge me for 150k IDR, including the tour guide, which we rejected because it was nonsense. And from the small waterfall, if you want to go to the bigger one, it takes a while and the hike was quite challenging. Even though the hike was really challenging because there was no proper way to go, but as soon as you arrive, you still feel like it's totally worth it because the waterfall was so big and so strong. is just amazing as soon as you see. And the nature near the waterfall was also great, and just a huge jungle, and you can feel like it was so beautiful. So the next day, my host drove me around in Kuta Lombok, which is around 1 to 2 hours drive from Senggigi. And on the way to there, the view is also amazing, and I've enjoyed it so much because you just feel like you're into nature, and the road is so good for driving, and then the view is just so good. And I went to the best beach I've ever seen in my life. It's like a hidden gem, and you're surrounded by the ocean. Once you're on the mountain, you feel like the view was so good. And actually, not so many people because Lombok is not as touristic as Bali or Gili Islands. It's just amazing that you can enjoy the view by yourself and no noise, and it's just so peaceful. In the mountain, there are different kinds of animals. They're actually harmless. There are actually also eagles. People somehow kept them and then trade them. I don't know, maybe for some shows. They're also so cute as well. So the next stop, I went to another mountain. It's also amazing with the sea view. there's actually not much happenings in Kuta Lombok or Senggigi at night, so you can see like it's quite empty. So my last day in Kuta, I had some coffee in a very local store. For less than $1, I got one cappuccino. From Lombok back to Gili Islands, you can actually book through an agency, including a shuttle bus and public transport for the boat, which is around 150k IDR. But I just didn't do it. I followed my host, and she just drove me back to the port. And on the way back, it was raining. I was absolutely completely soaked